I have quite a bit of heartache over my oldest son, who is 17, and I've been kind of estranged from him for a couple years. His dad took custody against my wishes, and I see him once a week, but it's strained. And I was hoping he would come on vacation with us, which my younger son and I are leaving for on Saturday for a week. And I had a lot of hope for that. And as it turns out, he's refusing to come, which is sad for the rest of my family, my parents and sisters and nieces. So we've been utilizing a special therapist, and I have some doubts because the work is taking a lot longer than I thought. So I don't know what I'm doing anymore, and I'm very sad today and yesterday. And then a part of me, I've been single now for 10 years, and I'm kind of wondering if there's a partner, soulmate in my near future. I'm sure that you get that question all the time, but those are my questions.
First, let us look at your energetic trajectory that you are creating. As each of you are portions of consciousness that has come forward in physicality, understand you are a part of the one consciousness, and so all therefore you are connected not only to each other but to everything. Understand that so is your son, and the ability to understand what you think about him, how you feel about him, your expectations and your disappointments then is resonating with him and is causing him to respond to you. Meaning, the unconditional approach with your son could be in your hologram then, that you feel just as joyous about him. You feel just as loving and excited for his being in this world, in your world, whether he came on the vacation or not, that you could be more unconditional with him then in the construct of that framework within the movie, within the hologram. And of course, he would intuitively receive those transmissions of unconditional love and would respond accordingly. The relationships that you have constructed and co-created in your hologram, you have co-created. If there is a relationship that you would like to alter in your hologram, you can, but you have to have different thoughts so that you can transmit different energy, the energy of positive frequencies. Sadness is not a positive frequency. It's a negative frequency, which means that as long as you are continuing the emissions of this negative energy, you are going to continue to experience disappointments in relationships. Of course, you have soulmates here. You have many soulmates here. Several of them that you are very close to have incarnated here in this life as both women and men, you see. And so, of course, you have soulmates that are available to you. If you have not attracted one in a way that pleases you, then we must look at the generator of the hologram, which is you. You have constructed this hologram. You have constructed every single experience that you are a part of. So if you want a relationship but you have not created one, then it requires the examination of the energy transmission that you are emitting. If you would like a better relationship with your son, what you are verbalizing here is you would like to experience a more positive feeling relationship, but the description of your emotions are all negative. So if you want to begin to experience the positive, you have to begin to emit positive energy into your hologram regarding what you want, which means you have to begin to create the positive thoughts, the unconditionally loving thoughts that your son can behave any way he would like. And it does not change the tempo of love that you feel for him. It doesn't move you into disappointment with him. And he will respond to that energy just as he is responding to your negative energy emissions. What you are seeing is his response to the frequency, the negative frequencies that you're emitting into your hologram. But there's another hologram that you have created where you have a wonderful relationship with your son. And in that hologram, you do not feel disappointment by him. You do not feel sadness when you think of him in that hologram. And so then you must align your thoughts to how you think in that hologram in order to, from a quantum perspective, merge the two holograms together so that the negative evidence of your energies in the hologram must recede away so that the positive evidence of your new thoughts take its place in your hologram. Your task then with your son is to begin thinking unconditionally loving thoughts, focusing on the things that you like would be a start, because I realize that to ask you to go from this point to this point might be a struggle. So what you'll want to do is start to create the positive energy where you can and move it closer and closer over here. Once your momentum of your positive energy is in motion, it will get easier and easier for you to do. When you begin to emit the positive energy transmissions into your hologram, your son is going to have a different response, you see.
Do you think...
You will see something different when you think something different, because your emotions are going to follow what you're thinking. Your emotions are the process by which you emit your positive or negative energies into your hologram then. Question.
I'm trying to formulate a question that would address his father.
His father has nothing to do with this. This is your hologram. His father does not have the ability to assert his energetic influence into your hologram. You own it. No one else owns it. And here is the confusion. You think because other people are in your hologram that somehow they have control over your hologram. But I have already explained, you are the only creator of your hologram. Everybody that you have placed in this hologram will respond according to your thoughts. So if there are people in your hologram that you think kindly of, that you have positive thoughts of, well, in your hologram, which you are creating this energy emission, you have created a dynamic where you're going to have positive interactions with those people. With the people that you have created in your hologram, if you have negative thoughts about them, you are going to create the negative relationships with them. So you understand, whatever the father is doing or saying is immaterial. This is why so many teachers have come forward to explain the uselessness of caring what other people think in your hologram. Because in that hologram, they have no power. Not one of them. They only have the power in that hologram that you give them Because why? The hologram is only yours, only yours. The actors in your hologram will change the interaction based on your energy. So if you create a positive energy with someone else in your hologram, and the desired outcome is a positive relationship, a positive can lead you to a positive. This is physics. This is old news. This is already known. If you're wanting a positive outcome in your hologram with another person, but you're only feeding negative energy emissions towards it, you will not get the desired outcome. You will get a negative relationship. And this is why it's important for people to understand this. Whoever is in your hologram, whatever is going on with them, is not important. And that is a lot for the human mind to grasp, but not for a divine, conscious creator, because consciousness knows this is the hologram that it has created with which to perceive its lessons and to know when it is done with its lessons and to create something anew. It is only yours. Now, the other actors in your hologram each have their own holograms as well. Likewise, you are not able to assert any dominion or control over theirs unless they give you that authority. So what you're really seeing is the overlapping of holograms, really. But you're conflating that, you're confusing that with thinking that some actor in your hologram actually has power over your hologram, which cannot be true unless you think that's true, because the only person of authority in your hologram is you. So let us move towards the relationship and give words to the positive relationship you would like with your son. And you begin, because it is your hologram. The words must come forth from your neuronal structure out of your physical mouth and emitted into your hologram. Begin with the description of the kind of relationship you would like with your son.
The highest form of love,
which is unconditional. You want to have fun with your son. You want to play with your son. Yes?
Yeah. Laugh.
Laughter. Yes,
Respect.
Of course.
And easiness.
Ease.
Mm-hmm.
Respect is a tricky word, and for the purposes of altering your energy, we're going to emit it. Yes?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
With many humans, there is some level of the idea of control and conditionalism with the word respect.
Mm.
So we will leave the words easy, we will leave the words fun, laughter, joy, loving. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You must have thoughts that create this. Then you can send messages to your son that he will receive telepathically. I love you. I want you to know it doesn't matter whether or not you come on vacation. I love you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can come with us next time when you feel better, and that's just fine with me. Do you feel how the energy is different with those sentences than the I'm sad because he won't come?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel the difference? Now you say those words.
Well, I have different words.
That's okay.
For the first time, he's always struggled to have friends, and he's telling me he can't get off of work and it's spring break, but he has plans with these new friends. Like, for the first time in his life, he's enjoying friendship. Like, could you imagine being
That's wonderful.
17 years old and just starting to know what friendship feels like?
Yes.
So I would be more inclined to say, I understand that you want to stay home and enjoy your friends.
As a divine creator, also he is consciousness come forward. Yes? He came forward as you did to seek fulfillment in his journey here in physicality. When you came forward, you understood your authority, the authority of your divinity, of your consciousness. You had an agenda, You knew what you wanted to accomplish. You also knew the things that you wanted to experience so that you could learn and grow from them. One of the things that you knew before you came forward when you were creating this hologram of yours that you would come into, one of the things that you did not worry about is what other people thought. You did not care how anybody else was going to take your expression of how you wanted to experience things in this reality. This was something you learned after you came forth from family and friends, teachers, and so forth. But originally, in your authentic form, as consciousness, you were not concerned with gaining the approval of others. You knew that you didn't need it. Here's the rub. So did he, you see. You know you didn't come here to bear the responsibility for other people's happiness. You knew that before you came. You knew you were free. You knew you were free to explore, to learn, to grow, and to ascend in the very unique manner that you wanted to do so. But so did everybody else here. Meaning, no one on this planet is responsible for the happiness of the others. You see, that's a condition. When conditions are needed for you to be happy with another, it is a fear-based energy resonance. It is the negative trajectory. Unconditional says, have fun. I love you. I want you to have fun. And if this is how you will have fun during that week, I want you to have the most fun you can. We're going to go on vacation and I'll talk to you when we get back. Do you feel the unconditionalism of those words?
Mm-hmm.
The expectation that is had with him is relieved. As another divine being, he will telepathically perceive when you begin to emit unconditional love to him. And as I have said, the energy of all that is, which is shared with each one of you, is the most powerful energy of creation in all of the universes. You call it unconditional love. When you begin sharing it with him, he will respond, you see. The distortion of your thoughts as to his behaviors, on how they are not conforming to what you would prefer, is reflective of the idea of separation with self. And so, this is why I've said before, you must first perceive the unity of your own consciousness with your divinity, with all that is unity consciousness. Because if you cannot do it with yourself, you will not be able to extend it to others, you see. You will be very conditional with others. And that is a negative energy transmission into your hologram that will impede your ascension and the number of fulfilling experiences, not only that you could have with your son, but with anyone else in your hologram as well.